Oh,
Works fine. Let me start. Yes. So, yeah, these are examples. Mead might have heard, listened to the previous talk. The conversation with the mango is the conversation with our goal, our real nature. And if we reflect on it, then the result is what comes to the intellect, that I want to love and be loved. I want peace and ready to share peace to others. Be happy and spread happiness. Because if there is a peace inside and I spread happiness, so that peace grows, happiness grows, the love grows. And now we have understood that who prevents it and how prevents it. It is the mind. Mind seeking an emotional intelligence. Mind seeking an emotional dependence, not emotional intelligence. And that gives rise to the second disease, instant sorrow and suffering. And then, this is what our master says, it is a wrong notion. Why you say attachment is a love? Why you say it? It's a wrong notion. So, wrong notion means what? I never think what is right and good here or here. I say, oh, you loved me so much, you were a soulmate, and now you no longer remain a soulmate. Do you see that? See how the mind is working? I do not care what is right and good. Example, your honey is taking care of you in all respects, except one thing, that your honey is not attached. And mind creates millions of reactions, blame, and complaint. Did you understand that? No, everything is okay. You bought this for me, but is always. Think. Once you contemplate and reflect, you will find out, but if blame, complaint is always there. And that destroys my life. Because my honey is sleeping soundly, and I'm thinking, you see that he is sleeping or she is sleeping, doesn't care me. One example. So, what happens? We create an impulsive, instinctive, habitual pattern in the mind based on what I like and what is pleasant to me. I don't care what is right and good. I don't want to care what is right and good. I don't want to use the intellect. Master says, You can raise your consciousness only when we think and contemplate and reflect to move from what I like and pleasant to what is right. No possibility. You go to a magician, majority of professionals in my trade are musicians. They say, come on, I will bless you. Don't argue with me, do this mantra. They create a blind belief. And that is why John never wanted to go to anyone. How he has come to me, I don't know. But our journey is entirely logical. It wants to know. The knowledge is most important. Knowledge is most important. Knowledge is most important in this journey. So once we understand that, then what happens? As we discussed before also, knowledge means what is right and good, and that is the truth. Truth will remain truth. Why not seek the truth? That is my master used to. Why not seek the truth? Why you are crying? Why you have an emotional dependence? Another example, we marry our honey at a certain age. Even if we are single, we can easily understand. Before marriage, we didn't know each other. We lived our life for so many years. So, the way we have lived our life, we have acquired nature, and that acquired nature fights with the acquired nature with others. So, there is always a problem. My master used to say very laughingly that you see that we teachers are disposable cup. Now we are going a little deeper. Disposable cup means you get a tea and coffee in a disposable cup. Do you throw the cup before drinking tea or coffee or after drinking tea? So hang on with the teacher until you develop hangover. Your intellect is intoxicated with these principles, with the clarity. And when the clarity is come, dispose of the teacher and dispose of the knowledge also. Can science say that? Ask any scientist. All masters, 6,000 years old. Every text says dispose of. But until you are changed. Until you are changed. Be very clear. So, there are many methods, so let us understand all these methods, be very clear about it. First method is to use the intellect and discernment, the wealth of the intellect I have been talking about, separating, understanding, clarity, or we can say, understand the cause and effect relationship, go to the ultimate cause of the problem, and filter out all the effects in your head. Why? Why? It will help you raise your awareness. Then we will not start brooding over the others unnecessarily because of emotional dependence, because you are responsible for my sorrow and the suffering. No one else is responsible. No one else. Why we say that? You see the inner understanding. We are taught, and we have to set an example, that no teacher in Eastern wisdom they do not impose. It is left to the seeker to start raising their awareness. And that is the beauty of this Eastern wisdom. We don't. We talk about the principle, we make the principle clear, so much so that the knowledge that is passed on to us aligns with the teacher and the seeker. The moment it aligns, like that is one way that she started singing, I am a mango. So during her singing, her mind avoided what we like and pleasant. It is replacement. Think of this. Otherwise the mind is constantly subjected to likes, dislikes. He did this, she did this. What the hell country is? That crazy mind starts thinking about everyone except myself. And second method is about mantras. We have about 1 million or so mantras, one syllable mantra like aim, dream, claim, you might have done. We are reflecting back. Second is we have 2 syllable mantras. What is 2 syllable mantras? Soham, Shantoham. We have done it. But that done is a primary step. The mantra contains the hidden knowledge, and once we reveal the knowledge in these mantras, that will also help us raise our level of awareness, drop the emotional dependence, what is known as attachment, detachment, sorrow, and the suffering. So, one example. Or take Shantoham. So, Shantoham is a word, that is a mantra. Shantoham means I am the peace. But do I really feel inside that I am the peace? Even while saying Shantoham, come on, I'm suffering because you are forcing me to say Shant. So where is the problem? The mind is the problem. Beard guy looks like, he's clever. Okay, I'm clever. But the same teacher is saying you are of the nature of peace. You accept what your mind says, and you do not accept even a simple thing what the teacher says. That is why we have to teach and teach and educate and educate. That's why we have to do gossip, 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 until the knowledge aligns with the seeker. It's more intimate relationship at the level of the consciousness than any relationship in the world. Mantra. They give us a knowledge, and when we repeat in a specific way, a special way, there are many ways of reciting the mantra. And another method is the dialogue. Be ready to ask the question, listen and learn from a teacher these principles, and ask the mind, do you know the principle now? So, while listening and learning, three instruments are necessary: mind, intellect, to carry that knowledge, and the memory. That is why we say the seeker mind is focused, ready. Why ready? What special we are doing? We are changing the entire life. This journey of meditation or self discovery is the journey to bring about a total transformation in life. The seeker of this text asks that master, it's a story about the battleground. It's a story about battle between the brothers, parents, and the family members. It's a battle of the kingdom. It is symbolically created for the sake of understanding. And the seeker says, how I can live with whom I'm emotionally dependent. I know I am suffering. And in the end, the teacher says it is all about your ignorance. You remove the ignorance, the suffering comes to an end. When suffering comes to an end, awakening takes place inside. I believe you got it. You need to think it over. Now question comes, these masters. Yeah, I was telling in the morning, so I'll repeat the same story. One who is doing a private lesson with me 2.5 years. He was a great listener, a patient listener. Heard everything. And every time he says, I have understood. I said, what a great seeker. In every session, he understands. His mind is so much focused. His mind was so much focused after 2.5 years, he left me. At the same time, he left his first wife. Divorced. Married the second one with 3 kids. And started his life in arrogance to show his first wife, see what I have done. I'm not saying, I'm not against or in favor of anything. Why I said so? So during the COVID, he was absent and he was shy of me. How I can go to this guy? How did I know? A couple of his relations are also doing sessions with me. Last month, anyhow, he approached me. We will start the journey again. What I saw him 2.5 years ago, even he agreed. Intellectually, he accepted. He was not changed. He was very happy. I could see the big face. All his hairs became gray. He's quite young. So I gave him the lesson that I get the knowledge in my head, but until that knowledge is realized in the mind, my behavior and attitude will not change. Are you understanding that? I know It's a popular phrase. I know. Come on, beer guy, I know. Why didn't you change? Because of the mind. Where the mind is, behavior and attitude is reflected by the emotional dependence. I explained to him that this is what happened in your life. He said, I agree with you. Now I'm ready. Now I'm ready to change. So I said, when you say me that you have understood everything, it means you are ready to change. The next moment, you have a changed behavior and attitude. Do you all have it? Next question comes, why you don't have it? You see, John, we are going scientifically. Why you don't have it? So the master answers that there are three types of seeker. You heard the teacher like a news in the CNN. Do you know? Oh, yeah. In earlier days, we used to read the news and still reads the newspaper. I know that. So you see the lowest seeker claim, I know, I have heard it. Still, I do not receive the knowledge. Even lower than that, people receive the knowledge, they are ready to talk. At least, because of this guy or a girl, I don't want to reveal. I got his family members as my private clients. But he or she did not change. Do you see the master's clarity that you claim you received the knowledge, but you did not? Lower than that, I received the knowledge, but I cannot retain it. Did you understand that? I received the knowledge, but I cannot retain it. Third category, who is the highest level of a seeker, who received the knowledge, constantly contemplates and reflects, retains the knowledge, and assimilate the knowledge to clear the mind of the doubt, and that seeker changes the mind. Did you get it? Receive the knowledge from the mind, intellect, and the memory, not from all the three of them. I heard it. I know. He talks good. I appreciate him. Don't appreciate me. Seek appreciation from the mind. Now I have no doubt. This is the cause of my suffering. So I retain the knowledge. Do you see the difference? We don't need any appreciation. These are the principles and the knowledge. And when you receive and retain the knowledge and you have assimilated it, this mind is not going to go anywhere. I can tell you. Are you getting it? No, I am very busy. I claim I received the knowledge, but I did not. That is a statement coming from I'm busy. What you are doing, whatever you are doing, can you not maintain awareness of this knowledge? Tell me. Don't you maintain awareness that I'm man, I'm woman? Don't you maintain your awareness that here is my house and here is my car? I'm very busy. It will not work. So remember the three: receive, retain, assimilate the knowledge. 24 by my mind is boiled with an anger because of emotional dependence. And the next moment I become aware of this knowledge, that anger is gone. I can promise. So you see from where we have come. We started understanding the intellect, and then we came to understand what happens in there's a big gap between the intellect and the mind, and then we came why there is a gap. You see that we understand each and every step very clearly. If there is any doubt, you can ask the question. It's a fact, it's a truth. I'm not able to retain, I'm not able to assimilate. Why? Because of the doubt. Why there is a doubt? Because my mind lived with the same typical behavior and attitude for so many years. It has millions of those impressions. I witnessed the same thing in the society with my friend who proves logically that he or she divorced because of following reasons. And all these reasons are due to the emotional dependence. So I also make a decision. I don't stop. I do not think. Will you see that? We have to be very careful with those friends who pass on these suggestions. They are not our friends. Externally, they are friends. Be friend to them, but don't accept their. He or she may be working with you, maybe in your family. Think of this. Our master says if we do not think, then we belong to one of the two categories of a seeker. But now question comes why? We will pick up only one more aspect of this. That did you ever ask this question that okay, then why you are insisting on refining, raising awareness of the mind and refining the intellect? I'm intelligent. You have already heard the story of a guy and a girl or a girl. He returned to me after, but the most important point in him that he is or she is still a seeker. Do you see that? So even if you don't get the result instantly, this knowledge is going to haunt you. Oh, that weird guy told me that peace is my nature, but I'm not in peace. What should I do? That is the beauty. Now, we are not a psychiatrist and psychotherapist. We brand you, we give you a label anxiety neurosis. Such a big words, Depression is known as a very single word, but if you go into a scientific community, they have a very long name. Did we ever say that? So I'm answering what a question I asked. Master says that when your intellect is ready, is very clear that you want to receive the knowledge about the truth, what is right and what is good. Then only we can understand what is my real nature. Then only we can practice and we can succeed. Masters, they say, no, I say the real self. So as we will progress, we will say that this real self is Sat Chit Anand. Literal translation only, literal translation does not mean that we have understood the knowledge hidden in it. That Satchit Anand means it is absolute existence. It means I am the real I is absolute existence. It is absolute consciousness and it is absolute bliss. On this topic, one text that contains 15 chapters. We explore how I am in existence. At present, I declare I am stressed, I am suffering, I have a lot of challenges. Challenges are outside. Who does not have challenges? So once we make our intellect and the mind clear, and then what happens? Then we are ready to undertake a journey. Yeah, last point, you need to think of it again and again. You you have a profession, for example, or take simple example. I want to earn $5,000, which I do not have at this moment. Clear? I want to know my real self. That real self is already present here and now within me. Did you get it? I want to earn 5K that I do not have. I want to know my real self, which is already here and now. Otherwise, you don't listen to me. Do you understand? But what is the common factor? I want. I want real self. I want 5K. Approach of I want 5K should be totally different from I want real self. No. Did you get it? I want is a common factor. The real self is already attained. It is within me. It is present here and now. I don't know it. I have to know it. 5K, I know it, but I have to make an effort. I have to create a project. I have to work hard. I have to toil. And then, even not sure whether I will be able to earn 5K. Do you see that? Because the mind is not able to reflect clearly that it is within me, it is here and now. I am the real self. How can you say I'm the mango? mind raises doubt. Do you see? That is why we need a disposable teacher and we need a disposable knowledge. So, like that guy or a girl who left the teacher even after learning 2.5 years, you can only leave once that maturity comes. You cannot peel the skin of an unripe fruit. Unless that mind becomes ripe, peel it, throw it. That nature of a seeking is required. So once that is done, you will see the life. On even by listening and you want to apply, you have applied even for 5%, you might have been experiencing the change in your behavior and attitude. Lord of gossip, let us start our practice now. Can I give a good gossip? Thank you. If he appreciates, then everything is good.